Let's get right into it. Number 10. Spider Apocalypse Fields. Imagine waking up one morning, looking out your window, and seeing everything covered in white. But it's not snow, it's spider webs, millions of them. This actually happens in real life. When floods force spiders to evacuate their ground homes, they do something called ballooning. They shoot out strands of silk into the air and float to higher ground. And when millions of spiders do this at once, they turn entire fields, trees, and buildings into something that looks like a scene from a horror movie. In 2012, this happened in Pakistan after massive floods. These spider refugees actually helped the locals, though. All these webs acted like giant mosquito nets. They trapped mosquitoes that would normally breed like crazy in floodwaters. This reduced malaria rates in these areas. The webs are incredibly sticky and strong. Birds have been found trapped in them, and if you're unlucky enough to walk into one, you'll probably need a shower. The creepiest part is at night. If you shine a flashlight across these fields, you'll see thousands of tiny eyes reflecting back at you. It's like a galaxy of spider eyes, all staring right at you. Number 9. Mammatus Clouds. Imagine looking up at the sky and seeing what looks like hundreds of flesh-colored bubbles hanging above your head. These are Mammatus Clouds. They look like something trying to break through from another dimension. Picture a ceiling made of giant pustules, each one swollen and ready to burst. These clouds often show up right after the most violent storms. Scientists still aren't 100% sure how these clouds form. The leading theory is that they're created when cold air with ice crystals sinks into warmer air, but that doesn't explain why they look so organic. Some of these clouds glow from within during sunset, making them look like they're filled with lava. Others are so dark they look like they're filled with ink. Sometimes they pulse and shift like they're breathing. These clouds can hang around for hours, covering entire cities and turning day into twilight. People have reported feeling uneasy when these clouds appear, like something's not quite right with the world. And these clouds often signal that more severe weather is on the way. So next time you see the sky start to bubble and sag, maybe head inside. Because while Mammatus clouds might look cool in photos, standing under them feels like you're in the opening scene of an alien invasion movie. Number 8. The Iceblade Fields. You are hiking in the Andes Mountains. The air is thin, the wind is bitter cold. Then you see them, hundreds of ice spikes rising from the ground like frozen daggers. These aren't your regular icicles. These are penitentes, nature's version of a medieval torture chamber. They form in perfect rows, all pointing at the sun like some kind of frozen army. These fields of ice spikes can stretch for miles. The name penitentes comes from Spanish for penitent ones, religious folks who wear pointed white hoods during processions. From a distance, these ice formations look like fields of silent, hooded figures frozen in prayer. The science behind them is wild. The sun hits the snow, and instead of melting from top to bottom, it sublimates straight from solid to vapor, but it doesn't happen evenly. Once small dips form in the snow, they create a feedback loop. The deeper the dips get, the more sunlight they trap, making them grow even deeper. Meanwhile, the peaks stay frozen, growing taller and sharper. They're shaped by the sun into perfect blades, all pointing at the sky. Scientists say these formations might exist on other planets too. Imagine fields of ice blades on Europa or Pluto, waiting in the darkness of space. Number 7. Red tides. Imagine walking along the beach at night and seeing the waves glow blood red. But that's not even the creepy part. The air feels thick and wrong, making your throat burn with each breath. Your eyes start watering, and you notice dead fish washing up on the shore. This is a red tide. These aren't your regular algae blooms. These are toxic killing machines. The algae responsible is called Karenia brevis, and it's basically the serial killer of the plankton world. When these tiny terrors get together in large numbers, they turn the ocean into a death soup. They release a neurotoxin that's so potent it can kill fish just by paralyzing their gills. These toxins don't just stay in the water. The waves spray them into the air like some kind of biological warfare. People living near red tides often report feeling like they're breathing fire. Their eyes burn, their throats feel raw, and some even develop a weird cough that can last for days. The toxins can travel miles inland on the sea breeze. These blooms are getting bigger and more frequent. Some red tides have gotten so big they can be seen from space. The creepiest part is, we still don't fully understand what triggers them. Sometimes they just appear out of nowhere, like nature decided to turn the ocean into a horror movie. And they can last for months, slowly choking the life out of everything in their path. Number 6. Kawah Ijen's blue lava. Imagine walking up a volcano at midnight and seeing rivers of electric blue fire flowing down its sides. This is Kawah Ijen in Indonesia. This isn't actually blue lava. This volcano is a giant sulfur factory. It spews out super hot sulfuric gases that burst into blue flames when they hit the air. These flames can shoot up to 16 feet high. The burning sulfur forms glowing blue streams that snake down the mountain. During the day, day, you'd just see normal yellow sulfur deposits and some smoke, but at night, it looks like the mountain is bleeding blue light. The beautiful blue flames are actually trying to kill you. The sulfur gases are so toxic that even breathing a little bit can damage your lungs. The miners who work here have to wear gas masks. Even then, their average life expectancy is not great. Some of these miners carry up to 200 pounds of sulfur up and down this volcano every day. They get paid about $5 per trip. Scientists think this might be what parts of Earth looked like billions of years ago. Back when our planet was young and angry, blue fire rivers might have been a common sight. Kawah Ijen is like a window into Earth's past. A beautiful, deadly, glowing blue window that wants to melt your lungs. Number 5. Skeleton Lake. Imagine you're hiking in the Himalayas, about 16,000 feet above sea level. The air is thin, and you're already struggling to breathe. Then you spot a peaceful mountain lake surrounded by ice. But as you get closer, you realize you're not alone. Scattered around the lake are hundreds of human skeletons. This is Rupkund Lake, better known as Skeleton Lake. Every summer, when the ice melts, more than 800 human skeletons emerge from their frozen tomb. For years, scientists thought these were the remains of a single group that died together in some ancient catastrophe, maybe an avalanche or a deadly epidemic. But recent DNA testing revealed something much creepier. These skeletons came from 3 completely different groups of people. Some died around 800 AD, others around 1800 AD. Some were from as far away as the Mediterranean. All of them had one thing in common. They died from massive blows to the head and shoulders. These people were hit with something about the size of a baseball. They were caught in a deadly hailstorm, with hailstones the size of baseballs, stuck at 16,000 feet, nowhere to hide, while ice bombs fell from the sky. But why did different groups of people, separated by 1,000 years, all end up dying the same way in the same spot? Some locals believe the lake is cursed. They say it's the home of a mountain goddess who gets angry when people disturb her peace. And even today, the lake has a weird habit of preserving its dead. The cold, dry air and high altitude create perfect conditions for natural mummification. So these ancient travelers are still up there, frozen in time, waiting for the next summer thaw to reveal their faces to the world. Number 4. The door to hell in Siberia. In the Siberian wilderness, the ground is literally disappearing. This is happening in the Badagaika crater, also known as the door to hell. This massive crater is growing so fast that locals say they can actually hear it expanding. It's over 1 kilometer long and 100 meters deep. As this thing grows, it's vomiting up things that have been frozen for thousands of years. Perfectly preserved ancient forests, prehistoric animals, and remains of horses that went extinct before humans invented writing. Scientists found a baby horse in there that's been frozen for 40,000 years. It was so well preserved that it still had liquid blood in its veins, blood that's been frozen since Neanderthals walked the earth. The crater is expanding at about 30 meters per year. That's like adding a football field to its size every 4 years. The locals call it the gateway to the underworld because it keeps swallowing up more and more land. Some say they can hear strange noises coming from it at night. It's the sound of ancient ice cracking and earth falling into the abyss. Scientists are worried about what else might come out of there. This thing could release ancient viruses and bacteria that have been frozen for millennia, viruses that haven't seen the light of day since woolly mammoths roamed the earth. Our immune systems wouldn't even know what hit them. Number 3. Blood Falls. A 5-story waterfall in Antarctica that looks like the earth itself is bleeding. The water flows out of Taylor Glacier, staining the white ice an eerie blood red. When it was first discovered in 1911, scientists thought the red color came from algae, but the truth is way creepier. The water comes from an ancient underground lake trapped beneath the glacier for over 2 million years. This lake is super salty, about 4 times saltier than the ocean. It's also packed with iron and completely cut off from sunlight and oxygen. When this iron-rich water hits the air, it rusts. Blood Falls is basically a glacier with a bad case of rust. Scientists found something living in this deadly cocktail of salt and iron, a whole community of ancient microbes surviving without oxygen or sunlight. These creatures have been isolated for millions of years, evolving their own way to survive. They breathe iron instead of oxygen. It's like finding aliens, except they're living inside a glacier. Some scientists think this could help us understand how life might survive on other worlds, like under the ice sheets of Europa, one of Jupiter's moons. Number 2. Brinicles. Imagine you're a starfish, just chilling on the ocean floor. Then suddenly you notice this creepy ice finger reaching down from above. Before you can wiggle away, it touches you and instantly freezes you solid. Welcome to the world of brinicles, nature's underwater death rays. These things form when super cold brine leaks out of sea ice. You might think all ocean water is salty, but this stuff is way more concentrated. This super salty water is so dense it sinks straight down, creating a tube of ice around itself as it goes. It's basically like an upside-down icicle of doom. They creep down slowly, like a horror movie monster that doesn't need to run because it knows it'll catch you eventually. And when they reach the seafloor, they spread out like frozen fingers, creating what scientists call a web of death. Anything caught in this icy web gets flash frozen instantly. The BBC actually caught one of these things on camera, and it looks like something straight out of a sci-fi horror movie. You can literally watch sea stars and urchins trying to escape as this icy tendril of death slowly creeps towards them. They don't make it. The ocean floor ends up looking like someone hit the pause button on life itself. Number 1. The Zombie Ant Fungus. Imagine you're at home, minding your own business, when suddenly your body starts moving on its own. You walk to your front door, climb up to your roof, and just stay there. Then something bursts out of your head. This is everyday reality for ants infected by the Ophiocordyceps unilateralis fungus. A tiny fungal spore lands on an ant. The fungus doesn't just infect the ant, it hijacks its nervous system. It's like someone installing malware into your brain and taking over the controls. The infected ant starts acting weird. It leaves its colony. Imagine suddenly walking out of your house and abandoning your family. Then it climbs up a plant stem, like being forced to climb a skyscraper. The ant clamps its jaws onto the underside of a leaf in a death grip. Scientists call this the death grip because the ant's jaw muscles are so tightly locked that they actually break. The ant is now stuck there, unable to move. A few days later, a fungal stalk bursts out of the ant's head, like the chestburster scene from Alien, but coming out of your forehead instead. This stalk then releases more spores, which rain down on unsuspecting ants below. The creepiest part is this fungus is super precise about where it makes the ant climb. It forces ants to climb exactly 25 centimeters off the ground, at precisely the right temperature and humidity for the fungus to grow. Different species of this fungus have evolved to target specific species of ants. It's like having a custom-made zombie virus just for you. Scientists are studying this fungus to understand mind control, hoping to figure out how it manipulates in brains. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.